All right, guys, let's talk about something that you might not think is really sexy, but trust me, it is one of the most important parts of your tackle system, and that's the terminal tackle. We're talking jig heads, treble hooks, inline hooks, rigging hooks, split rings, swivels, all the stuff that we might take for granted and maybe even want to cheap out on. But it is the number one connector between you and the fish you're chasing. So let's get after the jig heads. When I look at jig heads, I look at a couple of different factors. One, what am I trying to accomplish? Am I search bait fishing or am I dragging a bait on the bottom? Because there's a lot of different style jig heads. There's the boxing glove style, there's the bean head style, there's the cone head style, lots of different styles. One style that really fits me personally very well are these Trout Eye jigs. They've done a really good job with this upswept line tie that really keeps the bait from fouling. Now they make them in a couple of different sizes, weight-wise and shank size. So they have a trout eye, which is a little shorter shank, and then they have the redfish eye, which is a little bit longer shank. And now we have the Texas eye that gives you the ability to use a jig head, but with a rigging hook. So between all three of these, you will find something that will work for your paddle tails, work for your jerk shads, work for any number, your easy shrimps, any number of the styles of baits that we have in the Z-Man product line. They make a jig head for now. Now let's move on to rigging hooks. Mustad makes some really incredible rigging hooks. When do I want to use a rigging hook? Anytime I want to make a bait weedless. So when you hear someone say Texas rig or weedless rig, they're talking about using these bass style rigging hooks. Now Mustad makes the grip pin hook. And what it does is it has a little node right here at the beginning of the line tie that keeps the bait on the hook and does not allow it to slide down the shank. It's pretty incredible and ingenious, yet simple. Now this particular one is unweighted, so if you're throwing plastics unlike Z-Man's thermoplastic or a Lastec that does not float, this style hook is ideal for you. If you want to throw something with a little bit more weight, like I do with the Z-Man baits, you're probably going to want to get the weighted ones, and I like to have them in 1/16, 1/8, and even 1/4 ounce sizes. It gives me a lot of room within the water column to work, whether I want to fish a little deeper or if I want to fish super skinny. So wrapping this up a little bit, some of the other pieces of valuable terminal tackle that you really need to consider are buying high quality swivels. If you buy a high quality swivel, you're not going to have the line twist issues that you would have with a cheaper one. And I teach this a lot in the live classes. Swivels that are low quality, where you're getting 20 swivels in one pack for $4.99, well, quite honestly, those fill up easily with sand and they fail quite a bit. They don't turn as smoothly, and if you're really cranking in a jerk shad or a spoon at a high rate of speed, they're still going to twist your line. So try to spend the money on the higher quality brands that are going to be like 4 or 5 quantity packages that still cost you $5 or $6, because trust me, in the long run, you're going to have a lot less line management issues with those types of swivels. The same thing goes with split rings. Many times lure manufacturers put split rings on their baits that are inferior. They're trying to save money and make the plug a little bit more affordable. The way you beat that is to buy a 2X or a 3X strong split ring. What that does is it makes sure that that split ring that's holding on to the treble hook will not fail. Now that we're talking about the treble hook, not all treble hooks are created equal. These Mustad treble hooks, especially the KVD style, are triple grip treble hooks. And what I mean by that is the hook point actually turns back toward the connector at the top of the treble hook where it connects to the split ring, so that when they grab a hold of a fish, they're a lot harder to open up because the direction of the point is back toward the connector ring. So that's what you're looking for. They make these in 2 and 3X strong. So if you want to beef your plugs up and fish around cover, or if you want to beef your trebles up just to fish for bigger fish, consider using the Mustad 2 and 3X strong KVD trebles. I think you're going to find they're perfect for redfish and perfect for upgrading most of your plugs.